Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you all got everything under control. I know I said I'd be doing it every day now, but I needed to find some inkling of reason because I did get permission a while ago from Gentleman Jay, the writer of When a Man Comes Around or When the Man Comes Around. Uh, but it was for a group collab. But because of everything that's been going on, I wasn't able to do the reading, and I greatly apologize to Gentleman Jay for never really getting back to him at all about it. And I really do, I really do appreciate the fact that he approved me to do it in the past. But I hope that it's okay now, and I hope that right now I do this reading justice. This story is called When the Man Comes Around by Gentleman Jay. He has been a great writer so far. He has written the whole entire series. It's an entire series. We're only going to be reading one chapter today because right now I am going to be heading to sleep right now for work because I'm going to be heading out in a couple of hours. But for this first chapter, we're going to be doing the first version. Obviously, we're going to be doing chapter one of When the Man Comes Around by Gentleman Jay. We're not going to try to do it perfectly. We're just going to do this off script. Obviously, I mean we're doing this live. I hope I can do it justice because my girl voices are not on point, sadly. But hopefully, if anyone on my friends can join the call, I'll be glad to let them in. But until then, I guess I'm just doing this by myself for a bit. If not, then that's fine. Um, I hope that you all can forgive my horrible deep voice. I can never do girl voices properly, but I'm gonna do my damnedest to get this right. So I'm gonna try not to curse that much, but there are some curse words I believe in this one, but there's nothing major. This is a good story. The chapters are very short and to this point, and it's really good. So I would recommend that you either read along or read this by yourself because it is a good read. Anyone that's interested, I'm going to put a link. There's a link in the description right now, leading you to his first story or to his general profile on fanfiction.net. He's a good writer. He's a brilliant writer, actually. I just hope that I can do this justice and read this properly. I'm actually going to send him the link right now as I'm talking. But first, let's get this out of the way first. This is chapter one. This is the beginning of the journey of graves. When the Man Comes Around by Gentleman Jay. Chapter 1. Ponyville, Ponyville was a quiet and wonderful place. I already messed up. Located in Equestria's western countryside, you could say that this little community was the perfect example of small-town goodness. Far removed from the larger metropolitans, no big city problems ever intruded on Ponyville's perpetually sunny weather and warm seasons, or on the equally sunny disposition of its inhabitants. So when it's said that the atmosphere of Ponyville had taken on a decidedly more festive air, one can only imagine the sheer magnitude of excitement present in that little town. Just what just what had spurred on this sudden influx of cheering goodwill? Well, some of the more dangerous wild creatures of Equestria's bestiary had recently appeared on the country's borders, near the Everfree Forest to be precise. Now, while this in itself was no reason for celebration, the news that Princess Alessia had ordered a contingent of royal marshals to protect the town was most definitely was. The crimson-garbed officers, recruited from the finest of all Equestria's guardsmen, were heroes of the people. The simple fact that they were coming to Ponyville was reason enough to celebrate, and that the princess had personally ordered them here was further reason still. Thus the entire town prepared to welcome them in a traditional Ponyville fashion, and that meant a party. Everywhere you looked, people were hustling and bustling in busy activities. Streamers and banners were hung, tents and tables set, and from every house the delicious smell of baking pastries and savory cooking wafted into the fresh spring air. Yet despite the rush of preparation, a smile could be seen on every face and a laugh on every lip as the townspeople seemed to enjoy preparing for a celebration almost as much as the festivities themselves. After all, the citizens had gotten quite good at throwing parties, since you never needed much of an excuse to have one. Amidst the chaos and clamor, it's no surprise that the arrival of a single traveler did not rouse much notice. Sure, the people who ran into him on the streets greeted him with a smile and a warm hello, but with so much to be done, nobody, sorry, I'm still on that pony lingo, could pay him much mind, despite the oddity of his appearance. And indeed, his appearance was quite odd. In Ponyville, I just added a word. In Ponyville, bright colors were the norm, as clothes tended to reflect the cheery atmosphere. Furthermore, having many farms and fields in close proximity never prevented the town from remaining by and large a very clean and well kept place. This traveler was neither the broad this traveler was neither. The broad, flat-brimmed hat and the long coat he wore were made of leather, sturdy and serviceable, but dark brown in color and stained from travel. His entire person was coated in a layer of coarse dust, not the powdery kind you find indoors, but the gritty, almost sand-like dust that comes from long days on the road. Where this road came from, it was hard to say, because besides a small canvas knapsack, the only other item on the traveler was a long, wrapped bundle on his back. Though unusual enough in that it was almost the same height as him, while only being about as broad as his leg, the plain cloth wrapping gave no hint of its contents. Beyond the superficial difference in the outward trappings, though, there was a much deeper difference about the person himself. With his hat pulled low over his forehead, few clearly saw the traveler's face, but those who did paused for a moment in surprise. Tall and well built, he would have been quite the good-looking fellow if his eyes hadn't been so startling. Gunmetal gray and almost unblinking, his eyes seemed strangely disconnected, as if he was always looking at something far off in the distance. Few understood the significance of that look, but even those who didn't knew one thing. This young man had seen more of the world than most, a lot more. Still, preparations were foremost on every mind, and the thoughts of the lone traveler quickly faded under the hurry of things to do. Alone amongst the bustling crowd, the traveler weaved through traffic towards what looked to be a large bakery called Sugar Cube Corner. Not a place he'd usually frequent, but he was tired and wanted at least a bite to eat before he set out again. Pushing open the swinging door, the traveler found himself in a clean, spacious room filled with bright spring sun. The simple wooden tables, which at this time of day would usually be packed by the breakfast rush, stood empty, with chairs neatly stacked away. Understandable, really, since everyone was out and running errands for the celebration, as it was. The only other person in the room was an aproned girl who stood behind the counter, polishing away at a tray of glasses, sorry. Excuse me. Oh, it actually says, "Excuse me," the traveler called out, his voice low and slightly gravelly, as if it wasn't used to getting used much. "Could I?" The rest was cut off as the girl spun around, her vertible mane and curly pink hair flying about as she met him with the biggest grin he had ever seen. "Why, hello there! I didn't expect to see anyone. I'm sorry. Why, hello there! Why, hello there! I didn't expect to see anyone around today. Not with the big party coming. Can't speak that fast. Not with the big party coming up, and everyone almost said everyone again. And everyone rushing around was I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard to be excitable because it's Pinky. Um, Not with the big party coming up and everyone rushing around like headless chickens getting ready. But then again, I guess you haven't heard yet since you just came to town. And wait, she gasped, her already large, sparkling eyes growing even larger and sparklier, if that was even possible. Are you new to town? Yeah, the traveler replied. I was. Well, hello there, she squealed, vaulting over the counter and giving him a very big and rather unexpected hug. My name's Piggy Pie, probably because of my. My name's Piggy Pie, probably because of my hair, or maybe because of my favorite. I'm sorry. My name's Piggy Pie, probably because. Why can't I just talk today? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. My name's Pinkie Pie, probably because of my hair, or maybe it's because my favorite color is pink. But that doesn't matter now. You're new. I just love seeing new faces around here. Of course, I love seeing old faces too, and that's just about everyone. Since I know just about everyone here, since I know just about everyone in town, but new ones are oh so great. And so when I saw you, I thought, gee, I haven't seen this pony. It's the pony lingo. I'm sorry. Gee, I haven't seen this person before. He must be new. And I thought, and I was right. Somehow, through the non-stop tirade, Pinky had managed to usher the traveler in, gotten him seated, set his bags aside, and laid out his tableware, all while keeping up the incessant stream of chatter. So where'd you come from, mister? The bubbly girl asked, running in and out of the kitchen, yet somehow remaining clearly audible the whole time. I bet it was a long ways away, since your clothes are all P.U., and that must mean you're hungry. I can't even walk down to Applejack's farm. Didn't even say farm. I can't even walk down to Applejack's without wanting a snack, and you probably came a lot further away than that. Oh, I know. I still have some of the stuff I baked for the party today. By the way, you should stick around for the party. Can you believe Princess Alessia is sending her royal marches out here? Oh, oh, it's all so exciting. I just can't believe it. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Unable to get a word in edgewise, the traveler could only watch as Pinky stacked up enough baked goods to feed a family. There were pies and pastries, cakes and crumbles, tarts and turnovers. The more pastries that the traveler could only begin to guess at. Wait, no. Oh, sorry. And more pastries that the traveler could only begin to guess at. It was as if Pinky had unloaded an entire bakery onto his table. Twice. Well, anyways, it's pretty much what's going on around here today, she concluded, finally beginning to wind down. There's still a lot to do, so I might have to pop out of here. But you go ahead and enjoy yourself, okay? Yeah, about that, the traveler said, only to be cut off again. What? Is there a problem? Oh, I get it. Too many sugary things. Silly me, you probably want something more manly, right? Grr, I totally get you. Of course, I always like sweets, so I always forget. Don't worry, I'll get to some. No, that's not it. I added another word. I'm sorry. It's not it. It's not that. Sorry. The traveler interjected hastily, very much afraid Pinky would steamroll him with another unstoppable tirade. It's just, I can't pay for so much. Pinky paused and blinked, and then she just stared at him, her mental activities grinding to a halt like a hamster had tripped on its wheel. Then the meaning of the comment dawned on her, and the pink-haired girl burst into fresh peals of laughter. I'm sorry. Whoo-wee! And I thought I was the silly one here. Piggy gasped through her fit of giggles. Don't worry, it's all party food, so you would have gotten it anyway. Just think of it as a pre-party snack. The traveler could only eye Pinkie Pie with a mixture of incredulity. I cannot pronounce this word, I'm sorry. Incredulity and disbelief. He'd been told people from Ponyville were neighborly, but this was just unexpected. You sure about this? He asked yet again, an eyebrow raised in question. Sure. Pinky beamed. Dig in. With one last look at his unexpectedly generous host, the traveler picked up a fork and took a bite out of the nearby cherry turnover. Now, even for breakfast, this man would never have expected that he'd enjoy the meal consisting entirely of sugary sweets. But after the first bite, the fresh, flaky crust of fruit filling the sweet, fluffy frosting made it really, really hard to stop. And so he ate, with Pinkie Pie happily jabbering away about anything and everything that was happening in Ponyville. The traveler could barely make out half of her rapid-fire comments, and understood even less than that. But he did have to admit, good food and friendly, if overwhelming, company made the meal a very pleasant change of pace. And that's why Derpy isn't allowed to drive the mail wagon. Okay, I'm sorry. And that's why Derpy isn't allowed to drive the mail wagon by herself anymore. His chattery hostess concluded, as the traveler polished off the remains of his entire apple pie. But I never asked. What? I'm sorry. But I never asked. What brings you out to Ponyville anyway? Ah, that. The traveler set down his fork and reached into his coat. I'm supposed to find Miss Twilight Sparkle, he said, reading the name off a small piece of parchment. You know where she might be. Twilight, huh? Sorry. Twilight, huh? Pinkie Pie mused, brow furrowed in thought. Well, she's helping out with all the organizing, and I know that I'm supposed to get a big shipment of apples from the orchard. You could probably find her out at Applejack's just down the road there. Say, oh wait, it's still Pinky. What am I doing? Say, she said, her eyes brightening and her face stretched into an ear-to-ear grin. Want me to go with you? I could totally show you where it is. That'd be nice, the traveler began hesitantly. But don't more apples mean more baking? When Pinkie Pie heard this, her smile disappeared and she slapped herself on the forehead. Hard. Shoot, you're right, she said, rubbing the spot she had struck. Apparently, it had been a little too forceful, even for her. That means I gotta stay here and you'll be all alone. She looked so genuinely forlorn. The traveler was afraid she might actually break into tears. However, just as quickly as the glum expression appeared, it vanished, replaced once again with a face-splitting grin. Wait, why am I being so silly? I was so busy feeling sad that I totally forgot about the party. You can go ahead to Applejack's. It's just straight down the road to your left. You can't miss it. And I'll stay here and bake the best goodies ever and meet you at the party later. That's perfect. I'll see you later then. I've got pies to bake. And with one last smile, the excitable girl bounded off into the kitchen, looking for all the world like a pink hurricane on the run. It took a moment for the traveler to figure out what had just happened, and considering the whirlwind pace of Pinkie Pie, who could blame him? I think he made a mistake there, but I don't mind. It's like, I'm sorry. It's just, it had come about. However, it had come about. At least he now had directions to find Twilight Sparkle. So picking up his baggage, the traveler stepped out of the door and down the road towards the orchard. And that was chapter 1 of When the Man Comes Around by Gentleman J. Again, the link to his profile is in the description below. I'm also going to be sending him the link to this live stream, even though it's already going to be finished right now. I just wanted you all to really get a handle on this story. Tomorrow, hopefully, because I have tomorrow off, I'll be able to do it. But at the same time, I have another job that I have to do. So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to be doing my best to read this story in its entirety. in its full entirety, mind you. I'm going to be doing my best. I hope you all enjoyed this reading. I know that in some of the big words I kind of stumbled because like, oh, these are big words. Hold on. Your favorite voice actor is not good with big words. Hold on. I hope I did the voice for Graves justice, but I know I just like destroyed Pinky. I'm really sorry, Pinkie Pie. I really love you, but like, I'm sorry. Um, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys all in the next video.